My family keeps asking me how I'm gonna move all of these plants when I move and where I'm gonna put them all. And joke's on them, I have an itemized list of each room that each of these plants are gonna go in. Hello! I just wanted to do a really quick plant tour video. I really started collecting plants shortly before this whole quarantine thing started happening, and then it really kind of took off the longer and longer we were in quarantine, and now I have like 40-ish plants. But a lot of them are really small. So that sounds worse than it actually is. Also, ignore my hair. It's half sweaty, half wet from me just taking a shower. Also half greasy because I haven't washed it since I got it cut last week. So that's where we're at. Anyways, I'm just gonna jump right into this. Hopefully I can get it done quick because I am about to run out the door to an appointment. So here we go. I've been thinking about filming this video for a while and I wasn't really sure where I was going to start. So I guess it's here since this is where I'm starting the video. So the first plant that I have here is my fiddle leaf fig. The kids named him Big Jim. And Big Jim has not grown for me one single bit since he has arrived at the house. And actually, as you can kind of tell if I back up a little bit, he is a little droopy on one side. I think he has root shock. I'm not sure. When I first got him, he was in, actually, he was in that black pot out there. He was so root bound, there was almost no soil in him. His roots were growing out all over the place and all at the top, and he just wasn't absorbing any water. So he got some brown spots from that while I let him kind of acclimate before I repotted him. And then I repotted him and he wasn't doing great. So then I checked his roots again just to make sure he was still doing okay. And he just, every time I do that, a leaf falls over. They're not dying, they're just not happy. But he's not dead. So, sure. Okay. And hanging out here in this little, in the base, just because I've kind of run out of room, is this crocodile fern. It's really pretty. It's kind of a newer addition. I got this off of Etsy along with a couple of other plants. This was the only one that came healthy. The other plants, let me just say, Etsy is like hit or miss for getting plants. This was another one in that same order. It's a cactus fern, and it honestly, let me rephrase that, it's cactus fern cuttings that were shoved into a pot. Moving on, I have this variegated Swedish ivy that was in a tiny 2-inch pot when I got it. It was thriving and doing happy, and recently it's gotten a little droopy. I'm not sure what's wrong, but I just think the variegation on this plant is so beautiful. All of those colors. I will say it doesn't smell good. So like, I love to like pet leaves. I'm a leaf petter, but this one smells funky. So I'm not a fan of that. This next one here is a Sansevieria moonshine. It is from Bloomscape. It has a little bit of like damage to it that I'm not really sure what it's from. It's not really grown a lot since I got it, but it also is not dead. So there's going to be a theme with that. Moving on, there is this little, oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called. Hopefully I'll remember to put the name of it on the screen. But this little mini succulent, it's from Wild Interiors. I actually picked it up at Trader Joe's for like $2. And the plants that I have gotten from Wild Interiors, this brand right here, have been some of the healthiest plants. They're just always so happy and healthy and like thriving. I have one more from them, so I do recommend. This is a succulent that came from a succulent subscription box I got for a little while. This one was growing okay until it started to stretch, and then I just broke the top off and rooted it, and then now it has all of these little baby succulents that are growing that I will pop off and start to propagate. This is an Alocasia Regal Shields. It has lost one leaf since I got it, and this leaf came broken and bent from the mail, but it keeps chugging out new leaves. It's gotten 2 new leaves since I've had it, and this is the 3rd one that's coming in. So overall it seems pretty healthy. Please ignore the gnat traps. Probably should have taken those out for the video, but that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. I can link those to Amazon if you are looking for something like that. They're just little sticky traps that help manage the gnats that I have right now. So this next guy is another succulent from Succulent Studios. It has regrown quite a bit since I got it. It was almost a nub with just a few little leaves from shipping, and it's kind of recovering, but it's taking a really long time. Here is another Alocasia. This is the Black Velvet. It's also lost 1 leaf since I got it, but it has put out 2 new leaves, and this leaf was so much bigger than like the leaves that it originally had on it. I think this leaf, this little baby one, is on its way out soon, but this one just came in, and it's so soft. I love it. I love it. Next, I just have a spider plant. This also came as like a little baby in a 2-inch pot, and it's grown quite a bit. Still not quite mature. I'd say it's maybe like, you know, like a preteen. It's getting there. This was the very first succulent that I had. It also stretched. I broke it up into a bunch of different pieces. It was a gift from a student a couple of years ago, and in my classroom over the school year it started to stretch really, really bad. So I brought it home when we were looking like we were gonna go into quarantine, and I just broke it up, and it's grown into so many more succulents. So kind of excited about that. This is just a random one I got when I was ordering another plant because I wanted free shipping, and ordering this plant was cheaper than paying for shipping. So I have that. It's some sort of succulent, and it's pokey. I don't know what it is. This is my variegated string of hearts. It is so pretty. It is so small for how much I paid for it, which is kind of embarrassing, but it's really just chugging out new leaves. And I just recently got this little pot off Etsy for it. And all of the new little hearts that have been growing in have been really thick and juicy and really, really pink in comparison to the ones on the top. So I assume that it is happy. And I cannot wait to kind of like snip some of these here at the bottom and propagate them so that it can be a little bit more full on top. These 2 here are a couple of more succulents from that same succulent subscription box. They are also still recovering. As you can see, they're not in the best shape, but they're getting there. They're doing okay. I think this one is gonna lose a couple more little leaves, but I've had them for several months, like 3 months now, and that's how much they've grown. This also came from that same subscription, this little string of bananas. It is not dead, but it's also not growing, and recently some of the little guys started to kind of shrivel up, so I don't know what he wants, but I also just recently got this little face planter for him. I think it's so cute. So now that I have this planter, I'm kind of just like, as long as you don't die on me, we're okay. And then here I have a string of bananas. I don't know what it wants. It started growing new growth pretty well in the beginning, and then it started to get these really flat little leafy guys at the top, which apparently means that it's being overwatered. So I cut back on the watering, and then the new baby growth started to die. So I don't know what it wants. What do you want?
That's simple.
What do you want?
Honestly, still figuring this one out. This right here is a little raspberry peperomia. It came in the same thing that the Swedish ivy and the snake plant came in. I just haven't repotted him yet, and he's still doing quite well. The roots aren't growing out the bottom yet, so I'm just gonna kind of let her be. Next to her is, this is called a Creeping Charlie. I'm pretty sure it's also in the little peperomia family, especially because the leaves are pretty similar in pattern. Came in the same thing and it's just exploded. It's growing everywhere. And it's just going crazy. So I think it's really cool. I wasn't sure if I liked it in the beginning because it came in like a mystery assorted pack where I didn't really get to choose what they were. They just came. And I'm not sad that I have it. Would I have bought it otherwise? No, but it's doing pretty well. Then this is a little grafted cactus. Let me pull it out for you. It's a little grafted cactus that we got from Lowe's. Averly picked it out. She wanted the pink cactus. So I learned that apparently the color portion does not photosynthesize on its own. So it needs the green portion on the bottom in order to stay alive. So that's a little fun fact. Next to it is the Thanksgiving cactus that I have that initially I was really concerned about, but now it's actually doing quite well. It has a lot of new growth on it, like these little things. There's little ones right there and more kind of here. Next is one of my favorites. My favorite. This is a Hoya. It doesn't have a name, but I think it needs a name because it's just, it makes me so happy. And I think the reason why it makes me happy is because it's grown so well. Like its vines have just gotten so long and it's put out so many new leaves and it's still putting out more new leaves. And I recently got this trellis for it because it was getting really, really long and the vines were making it starting to kind of like tip. So I got the trellis and not long afterwards, it started pushing out all of these new vine growth points. There's so many of them now everywhere. I'm just so excited for what this is going to look like over the next few weeks. I mean, even over here, you can see all of this new growth. It just makes me so happy. But anyways, this has started my kind of obsession with Hoyas, and now I just want to keep buying Hoyas. Behind it is a little cactus that Aiden picked out from Lowe's. The flower is fake. For whatever reason, we like to keep touching this and getting spikies in our fingers, but yeah, that's there. And then this is my little propagation of succulents. This was the top of that one that I showed you first. This was another one that came in the subscription box that completely died and I've been trying to regrow it. These are off of that other one that I had 4 of. So they're all doing pretty well. And then this one came off of one of the other ones I have over here and it's got a cute little focus. This is a jalapeno plant. We just picked this up from Lowe's. This is the mother plant of that one that I was just showing you. It's not doing well. It had some little bugs, so I sprayed it down with neem oil. Now it's green and dying. It was originally this blue color, and it has this beautiful flower still. So I hope it makes it. I think it will recover, but we'll see. Again, from that same subscription box. And then here is my Monstera Deliciosa. It is not split because it's still a baby. I just put the pole in yesterday. And it has also just been chugging out so much new growth. It has this one that's still unfurling here, but this one is not even, like it hasn't even hardened yet. It's fresh from this week. And then also with this one. So I don't have any fenestrations in it yet, but it is down here starting to grow the aerial roots. That's why I put the moss pole in. And this leaf that just unfurled, and like I said, it's not even hard yet. I can already see where the next new leaf is going to come in, this little growth point right here. So that's really exciting. Here's another Hoya. Don't remember the name. of this particular type of Hoya, and it came to me just absolutely a complete mess in the mail from that same seller that sent the crocodile fern and the cactus fern. And it's slowly been recovering. It's on a trellis now, and I really can't tell if there's any new growth, but it's not dying or losing leaves anymore, so I think we're gonna be okay. Next to it are these air plants that I got, and they're just kind of hanging out on the bark. This guy right here is just a satin pothos from Bloomscape. Again, it's really, really pretty. I'm really, really excited about this plant. It was on my wish list, and it's just so beautiful. Next to it is this Pelea baby tears that have this sort of like blue iridescent leaves and like reddish brown stalks. It's so pretty. Here's another Hoya. This is the variegated one. And then I have satin philodendron micans, which didn't fare well in the mail. So it's still kind of recovering. Next up is my little purple Sabrina from Wild Interiors. Again, this came so healthy. I actually got it off of Amazon because that's the only place this brand sells plants online, and it's been so healthy. It was packaged so well, and it's really just been thriving, and it has so much of this beautiful color in it. It's just been really happy here. Here is a little Pelea Tiny Tears, so it's a little bit different than this one right here. It's also just been thriving. It came in a little 2-inch container, and I'm about to up pot it again because it's been exploding and just doing so well. This, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, I'm just gonna show you. That's what this is. It's also grown really, really well. This was the original one, and it's put out 2 little baby plants, which I want to try to separate, but I'm also afraid I'm going to kill it or like damage the roots. So I'm waiting, and I know the longer I wait, it's just going to be the worse it is, but I don't know. It's pretty. This is my this is my pink polka dot plant. Again, came in that little multi-pack. Not one I would have bought on my own, but I'm not sad about it. It got really stretched and leggy, so I gave it a little haircut recently, and hopefully it'll grow back a little bit more dense and bushy. I saw one of these at Trader Joe's in the same pot as like just a regular polka dot plant without the pink, and it looked really cute, so I think I want to try to do that. These are some cuttings that are propagating. There's Brazil pothos or philodendron, I don't know, and then just another green one, the cuttings from the pink polka dot plant, and then just like a golden pothos maybe, I don't know. Pothos and philodendron are so hard to tell apart, but the Brazil one is finally starting to do well. They're all rooting quite nicely, so I'm gonna pull them out soon and pot them up. Backing up, this is a Kimberly fern. Its name is Big Mike. The kids named it after Mike from The Bachelor. Yeah. Yep. I'm being totally serious. They would really like me to go on a date with him, but he is obviously busy and doesn't know who the hell I am, so that's where we're at. Then here is my ZZ plant, which is finally thriving. For a really long time, it was just kind of chilling, not growing, and then randomly put out this giant giant like stem of leaves. It's so much bigger than the rest of the plant. And then today I noticed this new growth point, and it also has another one like this. This is how this big one looked when it was first coming in, so I think it's going to be another big stem, and it's kind of really exciting to see it finally starting to grow, because again, it was just another plant that wasn't dead but wasn't growing, so it was just surviving, and now it's doing really well. Here is another snake plant. This is just also from Bloomscape. I got a lot of plants from them because they had a 30-day guarantee. If your plant dies, I'll send you another one. And when I was first buying plants, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to keep them alive, so I wanted something that was going to have a guarantee. This is one of the first ones that I got in the first order. I got this one, this ZZ plant, and the fern, and the very first Hoya I showed you all came in that same order. And the fern was not doing well when it first arrived. This actually has been the biggest pain to figure out how to care for out of all the plants in my collection, aside from the fiddle leaf. But it always has new growth coming in, new little fawns. It just needs a lot of water and humidity. So, I don't know. He kind of looks sad, to be honest, but I swear he's doing okay. Lastly, I just have this either pothos or philodendron over here in this wood mount. It's got some soil in the moss. I got this off Etsy. So that's my plant collection. I really love watching plant collection videos, plant tour videos. My family keeps asking me how I'm gonna move all of these plants when I move and where I'm gonna put them all. And joke's on them, I have an itemized list of each room that each of these plants are gonna go in based on the light and windows in my new place. So I'm excited about that, and I'm really trying to wait until I move to get more plants to kind of see where everything settles and how they do. But I love plants. I have a wish list. I don't know. This is kind of just where we're at. I'm really worried once like this whole quarantine is over and the schedule returns to normal that all the plants are gonna die, because I'm not gonna have as much time to take care of them. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this. I would love to know what your favorite houseplant is. If you have any houseplants, or if you just think plants are stupid, I don't know. I'm gonna go now.